Alrighty, so I could have went over some of this stuff last night because honestly they had announced the live stream and everything beforehand, and obviously the April Fool's stuff came out whenever the patch dropped, but honestly, after doing the live stream, we messed around with the Demonic Beast battles and stuff like that after summoning, and I just got really tired, so I didn't really want to go over it. I already have all of the footage and everything for Magelda. I'm gonna sort of break all of that stuff down, talk about my thoughts and opinions on the character for each of the Demonic Beast battles, and I'll probably publish that tomorrow, so if you're looking for Red Magelda content, I'll have it out tomorrow for you. I'll kind of give you my thoughts and opinions. We'll probably mess with her a little bit more this week as well. But yeah, before we hop in, subscribe. Either way. Anyway, so obviously we have two bits of news here. We have the new live stream that just got announced for tomorrow, which is pretty normal. It means I'm gonna have to wake up really early in the morning to go over this, but I'm kind of excited. I always think that normally whenever they do live streams, it's normally something of at least somewhat significance, and I don't imagine, because they've already kind of teased that this is a 7 Catastrophes live stream, which is really left field. A lot of people were already speculating that we were going to get another Ragnarok banner with a 600 gem mileage on it, where we were probably going to get like a Nidhogg unit or some sort of new like hype. I say hype. I know a lot of people don't really like Ragnarok as much, but we were supposed to get another Ragnarok sort of banner if we were going by the schedule of last year, but obviously that is not the case. A lot of people probably got thrown off by this, but we are getting a 7 Catastrophes live stream. So there's a couple of interesting things to note here. Obviously, because it's a live stream, they've probably got some sort of story or something like that to go along with it. It's got to be some sort of decently sized update if they're willing to make an actual, live stream out of it, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think they've done a live stream for any of the other Awakened Catastrophes or anything like that. Big things to note here is that a while back, Alexis or 7DS Leaks did leak that you can see right here. The next Awakened disaster, which is Catastrophe, will be Roxy, and her name will be Roxy_crazy. So Crazy Roxy is the Awakened Roxy, which is very interesting. Honestly, I know a lot of people really like Roxy because she is, I don't know, very waifu. She's very promiscuous. She's very, she doesn't wear a lot of clothes. But I have no idea what their design is going to look like for Awakened Roxy, but I can only imagine it's going to be 10,000 times more waifu. So they're probably going to try to bait you with this. I would imagine, since it's a live stream, there might be a chance that she's actually like really good. I'm hoping that she's not locked down to only Catastrophe team, because if she is, that's going to be really annoying, because me and a lot of other players really don't focus on Catastrophes at all because they're actually kind of bad. So if she does end up making Catastrophes good, that's fantastic. If she doesn't, no sweat off my back. I'll just not summon for her, or well, I'll summon for her, but I'll just not worry about really like powering up the team or anything like that. But I don't know, very interesting that they're doing this. Marilli did also post this last night after they announced the live stream, which was actually a really good call. This is a small snippet from the dev notes that they released not too long ago. I can't remember if this is from the last dev notes or the one before that, but it says, in addition, as we shift gears for the full-fledged development of Ragnarok, we are also preparing new content based on the story, which can be played more casually. Also, in the works is the release of the untold stories of the 7 Catastrophes in several chapters. This will be a turning point for the 7 Catastrophes, as in the story. They will be facing opposing forces and new heroes will be introduced. So I think that this is probably going to be the first update that they do for the 7 Catastrophes, where it's going to release a story element with it. There will probably be some sort of like side story chapter, or at least some sort of event that has actual story elements tied to it. They have done sort of like story events in the past, like the Merlin and Wonderland thing was kind of cool. I don't know if that's going to be like a direct kind of like, I don't want to say copy of it, like I don't know if that's what it's going to be like, where it's just like an event that you kind of go through that tells a story, or if it's going to be like an actual story chapter kind of deal like that. But if it is like story chapters, I can honestly get behind that. The story chapters always have pretty decent rewards behind them, and I don't know, just more backstory on some of the characters can always make them a little bit more relatable, a little bit more interesting and stuff like that. And it says that they're going to be going up against opposing forces and new heroes will be introduced, so we might even see new original characters that aren't aren't 7 catastrophes. I know that Nagato literally posted a video yesterday. I know he's literally the biggest Grand Cross YouTuber, so I imagine a lot of you guys already see his content. But it's funny that he posted a video yesterday talking about the fact that Ragnarok and catastrophes are like zero hype. You know, you want to see characters from the main Seven Deadly Sins story, or, you know, just more interesting stuff going on. And literally, we just got debatably one of the, like, I don't want to say the worst Ragnarok characters, but the new Red Miguelda is definitely not like what you would call hype. And then they're also going to be doing a 7 catastrophes banner next. So literally double whammy on things that he was just saying that he didn't want. But I don't know, I just thought that was kind of ironic, I guess, like back to back. But either way, I'm interested to see it. I understand that, you know, I don't know, they want to mess around with original content and stuff like that, which I'm all for as long as it's interesting and everything. I honestly think that some of the catastrophe units are really cool. Obviously, they don't have a story at the moment. I'm more interested in Ragnarok because it actually has story elements. It's tied to stuff that I'm actually interested in. I like Norse mythology and everything. But I don't know, depending on where they go with it, it could be kind of interesting. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. If you want to leave those down in the description, if you want to leave a comment or anything and let me know what you think, feel free to do so. But other than that, we'll definitely be doing a live stream sort of reacting to it in the morning, I'm sure. It's really early in the morning, so I understand if you have to work or whatever the case may be, you might not be able to be there. But let's go over some of these April Fool character arts, because they do this every year where they add basically all of the festival characters, except for Holy War festival characters, which also doesn't seem to make complete and total sense, because the new Berserk Estarossa just got one, the new Mael just got one, but Margaret Cusack don't have one, and they're, I don't know, it's like they're like the only characters that got left out. But on April Fools each year, they do sort of an update where they kind of replace the characters' artworks with like really crappy drawings or just really stylized art, and it's always kind of funny to see and interesting. So they have a couple of different genres, I guess. They have like these really crappy redraws of the official art, and then they have just more interesting art. So for example, the new Purgatory Meliodas, which is one of the newest characters to come to the game, has this art, which honestly looks really crazy, really interesting. Like, I love how stylized it is. I love how different and interesting it kind of is. Whereas, you know, I guess the old school ones, like the Trader Melee, you know, where it's just kind of like a crappy redraw of the original one, isn't necessarily as interesting. Kind of unfortunate that Berserk Meliodas doesn't get one. He just has his regular art, which is kind of sad, I gotta be honest. But either way, we have a couple of new ones, because since the last time that they did April Fools, there's obviously been a lot more festivals that came out. But there is one for Big Deanne, there's one for, Queen Deanne, there's one for Purgatory Meliodas, there's one for both kings, of course. But newer, we have the Infinity Merlin, and I have to say, hers is probably like a top contender for like best art. Like best April Fool's art, because it's very like anime style, very, I don't know, it's very like, she's got the big eyes. It just looks really good in my personal opinion. I think this one's super sick. I like that one a lot. There's not too many new characters to look at, if I'm not mistaken. There is this one. I have to say, this and the Merlin one are probably my top contenders. I know that a lot of people probably don't like this one as much because it's just a little pixel art, but I really like pixel art for some reason, so this one kind of hits me in the feels, I guess. It hits me in the right place. So I really do like this one. I think this one's very cute, very cool, very nice. It's reminiscent of the original art, but it's just pixel art, which is it's just cool in my opinion. The Ultimate Escanor one is pretty sick as well. They basically, I think this one, I almost want to call it a little bit of a cop-out, because they didn't really do anything other than just add the official like art that they did. Like whenever they released the Ultimate Escanor, they showed this art specifically in like his sort of promotional art and stuff. I'm pretty sure, I honestly can't read this. I can't read this signature, but I think the original mangaka made this. I can't even remember his name off the top of my head at the moment, but I know what his name is. I just can't think of it. But either way, I'm pretty sure he drew this one, which honestly, this one looks really good. It's very stylized, very cool. I don't know. I figured they would kind of make their own art for it, but either way, I mean, it's still really, really cool looking. We do have Berserk Estarossa. I have to say, his is probably my least favorite. It's just another one of these little crappy drawing ones. Honestly, there's not even really enough difference there, besides just the fact that it's kind of like drawn in like paint. So not really even a contender for like my favorite or anything like that. Obviously, like I said, Margaret for some reason doesn't get one. Cusack also doesn't get one. He's down here, but Mael does get one, and he's brand new, which also is weird because, you know, he's technically a Holy War Festival character as well. So they basically just crappy drew him as well. They gave him a little angry face, which I think is kind of funny. But at the same time, as stylized as they went with the Infinity Merlin, you know, they went completely left field with the pixel art on the Light Elizabeth. It's cool to see, and I'm glad they did get alternate arts just because it's kind of funny and kind of fun to see. But I almost wish they would have kind of stuck with a theme. Like if they would have done all of the newer characters in sort of like the Infinity Merlin sort of anime style, that would have been cool. Or if they were all pixel art, that would have been kind of cool. Or even if they were all like Escanor. I don't know what the point in them kind of swapping it up so much was, but either way, I thought it was kind of funny. It was kind of, you know, humorous and everything whenever we started the live stream last night, and we sort of took notice that they were different. It was kind of a fun time, of course. Obviously, the novelty kind of wears off a little bit, and, you know, whenever the next update comes out, they probably get removed, but it's always kind of just like a funny, like, oh, I forgot this happens on April Fool's every year. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys are excited about the new live stream, I guess. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what the new Roxy does and everything. Probably in the morning. I'm sure there will be skill translations and stuff out shortly after she gets revealed. So I'll try to keep you guys as up to date as I can on that stuff. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe, all that good stuff. I will see you guys in the next one.